these cultures throughout time that we've mentioned, they didn't know each other. They didn't have social media. They didn't have TV. They've never interacted, but they had all of these principles in common. And this one in particular, each one of these cultures always would feed an expecting mother or father or a pregnant mother or a breastfeeding mother the same foods. They went out of their way to feed them the same foods. They didn't know what another culture was feeding them, but they went out of their way to feed them these foods because of how important and how nutrient dense they were. They didn't have the science showing why these were important. They didn't know what vitamins and minerals were like we do today. They didn't have that science, but now we have that science that shows why they did this. We just need to go back to eating a very similar approach. Now, on the same point, Weston A. Price found that the tribes in Africa that he visited said, quote, the girls were fed on special foods 6 months before marriage. And he also found that the Maasai, quote, the girls were required to wait for marriage until the time of the year when the cows were on the rapidly growing young grass and to use the milk from these cows for a certain number of months before they could be married. In Fiji, a specific type of crab was given to expecting mothers, quote, so the children will be physically excellent and bright mentally. Even the Inuits of Alaska, which we had just talked about, they gave extra fish eggs to the childbearing women. And even in the indigenous groups of North America that lived far away from the ocean, they were landlocked, they traded for dry fish eggs and explained that it was necessary to maintain the fertility of their women. All these cultures never interacted. They had all the same principles. And then on the flip side of that, anthropologists have found that cultures would routinely intentionally withhold certain foods from women just to control their fertility. That's like traditional birth control right there. They didn't have the pill, but they were intentionally withholding these animal foods from them so that way they couldn't get pregnant. These foods that are seen over and over again in many different cultures across the globe throughout time and still in the modern day world, organs like liver, bone marrow, fish eggs, tallow, egg yolks, and raw milk and dairy fat. These are some of the best foods for fertility. Why? Because we know today what our ancestors intuitively knew is that they contain a wide array of nutrients. Vitamin A from retinol form specifically is not beta carotene found in plant foods. Retinol, this is so important for the developing fetus and preconception, but also choline. Choline found in egg yolks and liver is super important for brain health and preventing neural tube defects. But what's crazy is that choline in particular wasn't classified as a nutrient until 1998. And even then, less than 6% of women are currently meeting the recommended amount that we need every single day. That means over 94% of women are not getting this in. And then women who don't eat eggs regularly, this number falls to 2% of women are currently meeting the recommended dietary intake of choline. And when you're pregnant and breastfeeding, your needs of choline go up even more. What this is really suggesting, to wrap up this last principle, is that both men and women, we need to give our body signs of abundance. Tell your body, tell your biology that you're living in a healthy, thriving environment, because your biology, if you're not getting in the nutrients, if you're not getting in animal foods, if you're not getting in vitamins and minerals, then your body is not going to want to create an infant to bring into this world. That's sending signs to your body that this world is scarce. But when you can eat an abundance of nutrients, not calories, because we've already talked about how ultra-processed foods are full of calories, but low in micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Give your body calories with micronutrients, animal foods, red meat, eggs, raw dairy, butter, fat, egg yolks. Give your body these foods along with fermented foods and all the other things that we talked about here, and your body will be in such a great ability to thrive and reproduce. And if we can put back into practice, if we can put back in what our modern world is leaving out, then we will be so much healthier. We will improve our health. We will improve our athletic performance, lower inflammation, and prevent and even reverse chronic disease. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you like this content, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button below. Leave a question or comment, interact a little bit. I'd love to interact with you in the comments section. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of incredible content just like this coming very, very soon. Send this video out to somebody that you know needs to see it most, and I'll talk with you next time.